What is on your mind?
So these clients of mine are trying to,
It's always you.
yeah, trying to get pre-qualified. They have a house and, they want to rent the one in, they, they want to move to a new house.
Okay.
Um,
So you have clients, they want to rent the house they're in and they want to move to a new house.
yeah, these are.
Okay, so what's your problem?
Okay, lenders understanding that they wanna see what's the possibility, they don't wanna buy right away, they wanna see what the possibility they have, I think they gotta be ready, or they gotta get ready, sorry, to, or do what they gotta, like, they wanna know where they stand right now. But they're like, oh, give me, where's your down payment, where's this, like, they wanna have them ready to buy next month,
Okay,
and all they wanna do is
okay.
prepare themselves.
So they don't want to go through a full pre-approval right now. They just want to go through like a pre-qualification so they can lightly see what they might qualify for
Mhm.
without providing all the documentation.
No, I provided.
Okay,
Most, they ask me, where is the down payment? Where is that? And they call me and say, hey, but we wanna know what's possible for us right now.
okay.
And the program that is available to us.
Well, okay, so how can the lender possibly be able to give them a good idea? What if, well, where are they getting the down payment from? And why is that a hard thing for them to answer? Where do they plan to get the down payment from?
Well, they got to get a key, probably ask somebody,
Okay.
probably they have a little, not much in their accounts. It's not like, well,
Okay, so would they want to get tips on how to correctly get the gift?
Yeah.
Okay, so do they have a reason why they don't want to just tell the lender that? Have they, do they not know the answer to where they're going to get the down payment from yet?
Probably.
Okay, we'll tell them that. Just be straight with the lender. The lender can't be straight with them if they're not going to be straight with the lender. Right. I mean, they don't have to get them fully approved and through underwriting yet, but what if the buyer says, well, I'm going to get the down payment and it's from a source or a method that the lender won't allow. Would the buyer benefit from knowing that now? Okay. So there's a couple people in every real estate transaction. Hey, Aldo, would, I just cracked myself up. I'm sorry. I got so little in my life. Humor me. Axel, would you shut the door for me? Thanks. Uh, there's a couple people you got to be straight with, or they can't help you. Your real estate agent would be one. And when people don't want to like be straight with me, I'll just tell them that, like, dude, I can't help you if you're not going to talk to me. So if you don't want to, okay. The other person they have to be straight with is the lender. They can't help you. I know what you want. You just want to see like where you're going, but they can't help you. If your buyer's planning on getting cash advances on their credit card for the down payment, they might be well advised right now that that ain't gonna happen. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. What else going on out there? Nothing.
Got a lot of buyers that are kind of sitting on the sidelines right now, basically for different reasons.
So why do people sit on the sidelines?
One in particular wants new construction. She got a bunch of credit card debt which had to pay down. Now she's got to recreate her down payment money. It's going to take a couple of months to do that. She's working in April.
That's really not why she's sitting on the sideline. I mean, I get it, but that could all change like that. The reason people sit on the sidelines, like when you have buyers or sellers that are hesitant to make decisions, right? They don't have to. They don't have to. So, like, one of the things that everybody's got to tell me, or I'm not spending my time with you, is why do you want to move? Okay. Well, I just want to. Well, that's fine. It's not that I won't help you. You ain't going to. I like people that have to, like with y'all. When you sit in my office, most of the time I'll say, well, how many homes do you want to sell this year? I want to sell 30. What happens if you don't? Well, I'll be really disappointed. That ain't happening. I tell you right now, that ain't happening. Selling 30 is too hard. You would just be disappointed. Yes, I'll try harder next year. Like, I can just save you the next 7 months of your life. It ain't going to happen. Now, if you tell me I have to, or I'll be in bankruptcy court, I go, giddy up. Here we go. I won't be able to pay my bills. I'll be destitute. Oh, you have to. I will say this to you. I'm not encouraging you to do this, but it's still true. Debt is an amazing motivator. It is. You want to get motivated? You want to sell 30 homes this year? Uh, go borrow a lot of money. Go buy a big house. Go buy a really expensive car. Go spend a shitload of money that you have no ability to pay off today. That'll do it. It absolutely will. Now, am I recommending that you do that? I'm not. It would be better if you could get motivated without doing that, but I will guarantee you debt is an amazing motivator. When we have to, we do. And when we don't have to, we most often don't. My buyers or sellers have to move. They don't have, they're taking a new job and they have to start their job by June 1st. They have to move. They will. And here's why. Buying a home is the art of compromise. Nobody at any budget level gets everything they want. Mhm. They get some combination of what they want, what they can afford within the time frame that they had to make the decision. If I don't have a time frame to make the decision, I'm probably not going to compromise. You want to know why my wife married me? She was 34 and TikTok, baby. Don't you tell her. I think she might have felt like she was running out of time. She was in her prime. Yeah. Well, he isn't everything I was hoping for. He may not even be half of what I was hoping for, but he is what I have, and I'm 34, so I guess it's he'll do. Uh-huh. I don't have to move. You're not likely to make the compromise. Does it mean that you shouldn't keep them in your pipeline and stay sticky with them? Yeah, you kind of look at it like I'm putting them on the back burner and I'm going to turn it down to simmer. Used to be a chef. Okay, that's what you're doing. It's on the back burner. It's on simmer. I'm keeping it around. I'm not going to throw it out. I'm not putting it back in the fridge. I'm just going to kind of hang around here. But like, I don't need it. It's not a priority. Okay. Now, this is where real estate agents get disconnected from their customers. You need it to be a priority for them. You need them to be highly motivated, and they're not. Well, they're going to get frustrated with you, and you're going to get frustrated with them. So the trick is recognizing who's highly motivated and who's not. No, I'm not going to throw the ones that aren't away, but I'm not treating them like they're on the front burner either. Okay. Well, how do you get them to the front burner? You don't. If they don't have to move, they're going to sit around and wait for rates to go down or wait for the perfect house to come along. They're going to be picky. But then again, they don't have to move. I wish Nicole was here this morning because she's the one of us that's moved the most recently. Her lease was about to expire on her apartment. The month-to-month option was an additional $2,500 a month on top of the rent she was already paying. Is that an option for her? Likely. No. So she's either got to renew for a year or move. She was highly motivated. Did she buy the home of her dreams? Well, yes, she thinks she did, but she's a first-time home buyer, is 25 years old. Okay, so she's uber excited about all this. No, she compromised. She bought the best home available to her that she could afford at the time she had to buy it. That's a good buyer. I like buyers like that. They buy homes. Everybody else drives you nuts. Why? They're not willing to compromise. And buying a home, the actual decision to buy the house is the art of compromise.
When you see somebody that is not, doesn't have the need to compromise,
Uh-huh.
when you're working with that person, I want to get sticky with that person, right? And follow up and be like every 3 days or even, you know.
You have to feel what's appropriate.
Okay, so they don't feel also like, okay, this guy is.
It's not too much, it's not too little, you get it just right. And the degree to which, so this is what we call soft skills. I wish I could. I've never seen anybody do it. I can't picture how to do it either. You just kind of have to know. So, Chris, you used to be in the restaurant business, Italian restaurants, and you were like a chef, right? Okay. Is it true for that you put a pinch of this and a dash of that? But did you always measure it out exactly? Well, how did you know how much to put in there? You just knew? You just knew.
Part of my DNA.
Right. But you didn't have a little measuring thing there and you're getting the exact right amount in everything, right? You just,
Hiring those guys.
That's how I cook.
you just kind of go, my wife will make something. She'll go, does it need something? I'll go, yeah, it needs a little something. She goes, what? I'm like, I don't know. It just, does it need a lot? I don't know. It needs something. How much? I don't know. I don't know how to tell you that. People like that. They just know. So how much should you stay in contact with people that that aren't motivated? I don't know. To the degree you get that right, you win. And if you get it wrong, you're going to lose. But I don't know how to teach that.
It's, I think that's the key, getting them to be truthful because they want.
Okay. They don't. Okay. So buyers aren't liars.
No, they protect it.
So they don't have the vocabulary is how is kind of the most appropriate way I know how to say it. Look, here's what we wish they would do. Okay, so Miguel, Jane and I are looking for a home, but we need you to understand something, okay? We're in day 17 of our 405-day buyer cycle. So we kind of need you to be patient with us for probably the next 400 days. Is that okay? I mean, we understand if that's too much for you, but we're only on day 17. See, they don't have that vocabulary. They don't know what they will say. And this is why terms like buyers or liars get generated. We are looking to buy a home. And we are, but we're not really in a big hurry. They don't say that. And they don't say, because they don't have this level of awareness of where they are in the process. So they would say it to you, like, no, if we find the right house, we'll buy it.
She told me exactly what you just said,
Uh-huh.
because I bought the first house with them 3 years ago, and they want to rent that one because they're having problems with the HOA. They don't like the HOA,
Good.
and they want to rent it and move to another. They don't want to get rid of that.
Okay,
They want to
good.
leave that. But they did say that. She told me, we're not in a rush like the first time that we needed to, like she told me exactly.
They
that.
don't have to.
Exactly.
Right. Next.
But I got a circle though, let them know. that-
Yeah, but they're
options.
back burner people. Would I be out showing them homes this
No,
weekend?
no. Get the landlord to give her.
Okay.
Scenario, right?
A light qualification, but they're going to have to be willing to talk to the lender and,
Yeah.
they can't withhold information. The lender can't help them. And if you're working with home buyers or home sellers that don't have to move, so with every prospect, They're qualifying me. They're trying to decide, do we want to work with this guy or not? And I'm qualifying them. You should be. Do I want to work with you? I might not want to work with you at all. I might want to work with you, but you're going to the back burner. I will send you home. I'll put you on Real Scout and you can go drive by them. But am I going out showing you homes this weekend? I am not. I'm not doing that. What? Why don't you drive by it? Why don't you drive by? When Janie and I were looking for a home, we could have just driven by, and out of every 10 homes we drove by, we might want to go back and look in the inside of one. Most things eliminate themselves as soon as you get there. You go, oh, hell no, I ain't doing that. Right? When you're out showing homes to people, how many times do they not even need to go inside? And they feel uncomfortable, like, I know we've got an appointment to go inside, but we're not going to buy that house. There's no way we're buying that house. So they're just going inside to be polite. Yeah, don't just tell me. Like, if you just go, there's just no way in hell we don't even need to go inside. We're not being polite to anybody. We're wasting other people's time and yours. Just tell me and I'll cancel it. Right. If they don't have to, they're not buying. Now, could people that don't have to buy? Yeah, but they're going to have to fall in love with something.
This is our issue right now, what we're talking about. I was kind of thinking about putting them on the back burner because of the husband's attitude. He was very much like very complacent, not really interested in any of the homes. But the wife was completely opposite. When she stepped in one that she liked, she was always talking about it, even on the other homes that we've seen, doesn't compare to this one, rah, rah. And I don't know if it's because the mortgage, we've got them pre-approved, the mortgage is going to be all in her name, he has no input in it. And there was no urgency from him, but the lease runs out in August. So there was that urgency there at the same time.
I love that shit.
So-
Leases running out are awesome.
Yeah, so she was like, we need something by the end of July so that we can get everything out in the first 2 weeks of August. Like, she's very proactive and I'm like that with her.
Okay.
But as soon as we go around, get out of the car, he's just like lights up a cigarette, stands by the car for a while, when her and I go in and look around. So I'm struggling because it's like, do I keep on going with her and have his just negativity pouring through us all of the time?
So let me ask you a
Or do
question.
I-
In that relationship, in your opinion, who's the dominant personality?
I feel like the dominant personality is him.
Okay.
But she's
Who do
the
you
one-
think's running that house, making the decisions? Okay, now come on. In every relationship, there is a dominant personality. Who's the dominant personality in your marriage?
Me.
Bullshit.
I've got a dominant personality, but he makes the decisions.
He's making the decisions. He makes the final
I put my foot
decision.
down.
Yeah, you never put your foot down. And even when you do, he laughs at you. Like, no, we're not doing that. Well, you're the louder personality in the house, but your husband's making the decisions. If he says no, it's no.
Not much
Okay.
to this weekend.
So lots of things going on there. Okay. Now we always have to be aware of this. You don't really know what's going on inside the marriage. Okay. It could be a lot of things. It could be that the husband inside his head is going, we're just going to buy whatever house she wants. So I'm just along for the ride here and I don't even need to be here. So,
That's definitely because when she has found the one that she loves, he just picks it apart.
okay, you want another possibility? He's not planning to stay married to her. And he hasn't gotten to the point where he's ready to tell her that yet. So he's going along on the ride on this, but he's going, no, there's another shoe that's about to fall. I don't know. I find that curious when one partner is really into something and the other partner is not into something.
I don't know if it's more for him that he's
You
a
don't
bit.
know.
No, I know, but another option though could be that all of the mortgage is in her name, she's the breadwinner, he's very much like in the background, he doesn't have a job right now. Maybe he's worried about,
It
how
could
he's
be.
gonna support this household.
Right.
But at the same time, when your lease is up in August, you're only gonna be signing for another year paying double in rent. But it's Sandy Springs, so it's not cheap rent.
right? I went to a charity auction last year and these people were good at this. They had this little golden Labrador puppy. Oh, you can't even imagine how cute this puppy was. And they were auctioning the puppy off. And the couple sitting to my right at the table, the wife, she's a very emotional, high-strung person. She has to have this puppy. And the bid is now up to $10,000. And the husband's sitting right next to me, and I look over at him and I'm like, "Are you about to pay $10,000 for a puppy?" And he looks me right in the eye and he goes, "No way in the world." I'm like, "Wife just bid." He goes, "She's not going to get this bid." He's just letting her go through. He knows his wife. He knows his wife. He knows he's just letting her, he's just giving her a long leash and she's playing a game because she needs to do this. But ultimately, there's no way in hell they're buying this puppy for $10,000. But he's not, he knows how to handle his wife. He's not telling her that. He's just going to let her go through the experience of not winning the bid. Then he doesn't have to tell her no. This is married couples. Look, he's been married to the woman for a long time. He knows her inside and out. He knows all of her tendencies, and he has learned over the years how to manage her. Okay. Does she think she's buying a puppy? Oh, hell yes. She is giggly excited, going berserk over this puppy. And the husband just sits there and never says a word. I'm watching this going, you can get that puppy for $500 any time you want to. And he's like, "We're not buying that puppy." Well, she keeps bidding. Yeah, let her have her fun. So what do you do? How do you know? You never know. You ask a lot of questions and you try the withdrawn party, you try to bring them into the conversation. So, John, what do you think? John, how do you feel? Uh, Ask them open-ended questions so he can't just go yes, no. Right. But you don't know what's going on there. It could be all of these things. It could be any one of them. When they're both not excited, your antenna are twitching, something's going on. Right. You just don't know what it is.
Very looking at them and knowing both their personalities and what I've seen is very mismatched couple, in my opinion anyway. But she's quite outgoing, she's an Indian girl and she's like she obviously has in the Indian culture, as you know, you have to go in and you have to put your compass on and make sure it's pointing in the right way. But then she's also not that bothered. When she found the house that she liked, she was like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not even bothered about it. It doesn't affect me that much." And he's like just like a white guy, like she dresses really nice. He doesn't, and it's just kind of like I'm asking him the questions and trying to bring him in, but he just doesn't have the vocabulary. He doesn't have the oomph in him to even hold a conversation, you know. So then I was like, okay, do I just put them on the back burner? They're on Real Scout. She's looking at things. Let them come to me.
Okay, so why do they want to move?
Because they're renting.
Okay, so this is what you always get down to. When you don't know, and there's a lot of things here you don't know, why do they want to move?
She gave me 3 reasons. They're renting, the lease is up in August, they've been married 1 year and they want to buy their first
The
home.
lease is up in August. So well before August, they're going to have to make a decision on what they're going to do. They're going to have to renew this lease or they're going to have to make plans to move.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so they have to do something. There is a chance that they could stay where they are. Right. That's motivation. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. That's their plan. Everybody has plans and dreams and they don't do shit.
But they pick that goal of what you want for the 10 payments, they're like, okay, now let's do this. So she's very motivated, but he's just not.
Yeah, but they have to do something by August.
Yeah, they do.
Right. So I like that.
So when's?
I don't know. You don't know what's going on there. Right. So be aware that you don't know what's going on behind closed
Yeah.
doors. She might not know. I wouldn't do. Okay, so what if he has a little girlfriend on the side?
And that's the case, then she should know about it, so she can buy the house on her own, to take care of her kid.
Okay, very typical guy answer. Let's just get practical here. And well, if you got a girlfriend, just tell everybody so we can all make logical decisions. Yeah, he gotta tell his wife he's waiting to get caught. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on.
No, I
So
know.
you look for the motivation.
Yeah,
Do they have to do something? If they do, I move them to the front burner. Unless I'm just getting lots of intuitive signals that something else is really going on
Yeah.
here. But if you don't know, then you fall back to the motivation.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I've got that. Just keep it away.
They have to do something.
Yeah, nothing, but of course, it's my time at the same
I'm
time.
talking about to the guy. I mean, you don't move. You have to stay there. What happens, what does that look like?
Yeah.
How about if the mortgage being taxed up to black, has no bearing?
So,
Your rent is paying somebody else's mortgage.
okay, so let me offer something to that. Okay. So those are logical things, but people don't buy homes off logic. They buy homes off feelings. And this drives us crazy because, okay, well, here, if you had been Jane and I's real estate agent 3 or 4 years ago when we bought the house that you're in, you would be complaining about us right now. So it is early February, and I would have told you, we're not moving till fall. We're not moving until fall. September to November, preferably we move in sometime late October. That's the game plan. And here is exactly what we're looking for. You would have thought, well, I don't like your timeline, but you know exactly what you're looking for, exactly where, like within a real tight little radius. And price is very defined and features. Here's what it has to have. I don't want to see anything that doesn't have these things. This column, this would be the nice to haves. And you should do this with all your home buyers. Give me a list of what you don't even want to talk about that. You don't want to see it. If it doesn't have, I would have said, well, we have this very active dog. Got to have a backyard. I've got to have an area to play with the dog or the dog's going to tear the house up. It doesn't have to be fenced. I can always fence it in myself, but has to have a backyard. Has to be in this area. I'm not considering, I don't live my life in my car. I'm not doing that. Has to be in this area. Now, nice to have, be nice if it had a pool, that'd be great. Doesn't have to have one. I could always put one in, but that'd be nice. And then my wife has her list of things that it'd be nice. But we're not moving until the fall. We bought the house in March and moved in the 1st of April. The house of the must-haves list, the house has not a single thing that was on the must-haves list. I have a backyard, it's not usable at all. Right? I didn't move when I said I was going to move. I didn't stay in the price range that I said I was going to stay in, that I was so firm and emphatic. Don't show me anything over this price. I'm going to get mad at you if you do. Where this is the ceiling, don't go, oh, I'm way over the ceiling. Didn't buy it when I said I was going to. Doesn't have any of the features, not a single one. Here's what happened, and this happens with almost all home buyers. It's an emotion. Think about how quickly, when you've sold a home buyer a house, think about how quickly you and they knew this is the house. Think about how much money they spent per second. The house that we bought, I'm messing with the lockbox. I get the lockbox open. I unlock the door. I push the door open. Jane walks in. I'm messing with the lockbox and I hear, oh, I don't even look up. My brain goes, no, you're about to buy a house. And she goes, I haven't even walked in yet. She hasn't gotten out of the foyer. And she goes, now this is what I'm talking about. We had not gone to look at that house for 3 consecutive weeks because I said, I'm not living there. It's right in an elementary and high school zone. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that shit every morning. I am not driving through 2 school zones every morning to go to work. I'm not. And Jane goes, well, the pictures look pretty nice. I'm like, I don't give a shit. There's a lot of nice houses out there. I ain't living in that location that I live in now. Why? Because I walked in behind her and went, yeah, okay. What was going on there? We liked it. And so, well, what about the backyard? I go, I actually said this out loud. I'm like, well, it's in a cul-de-sac, and they turned one of the lots, the developer made one of the lots into like a little park with a little grassy field. Like it's 30 steps outside the front door. I take the dog over there and throw the ball for her. See, I'm making compromises. I'm going, yeah, it doesn't have this, but I don't really care. And Jane said, well, what about the location? Like, if I just leave a little bit earlier each morning, I'll miss all that damn school traffic. See, when I want it, I start coming up with the yeah buts. Well, it's more than what we wanted to spend. Yeah, but this could be the last house. So if we never have to move again, we never want to move again, if this fits our lifestyle just right, then it's worth a little bit more money. My real estate agent doesn't have to do that for me. We were more than capable of coming up with all the yeah buts ourselves. We had to have the emotional response to the house first. That's what it all is. With home buyers, it's all emotion. And if they don't have the emotion, they're not going to buy the house. I mean, they might put an offer in because there's nothing else to choose from and we have to move, but you bet that inspection better come back clean.
Yeah.
Like they better be, don't give me a reason to back out of this because I'll marry her because, okay, I have 3 friends that got married because they didn't want to break up with their girlfriend. Right. Now, ladies, do you want some guy to marry you because he doesn't want to break up with you? See, one of my best friends actually said it to me. I'm like, I'm not seeing the enthusiasm out of you that normally would come with getting married. He goes, it's better than breaking up with her. Do you know the shit storm I'll have to deal with? The crying and the wailing and oh my God, it'll be 6 months of drama. You'd rather marry her for the rest of your life than go through that? Yes, I would. She's okay. But she better not act up between now and the wedding date. This is home buyers. If there's not emotion going on there, you're going to have a hard time. But when I had emotion going on, both my wife and I, you didn't have to say a word. You just stand back, stand over in the corner, don't say a word. We'll talk ourselves into this. Mm-hmm. If I'm not highly motivated, if I don't have emotion, I'm going to be hesitant. I'm going to be slow to make a decision. How many of you right now are feeling like, I feel more like I have to be a psychologist than a real estate agent? You do. Come sit with me in my office, see what we talk about. Yeah, it's mostly what the hell is going on inside your head? Mindset is what we like to call it. Okay, so from a real estate agent's perspective, this can get very frustrating because we all have bills to pay too, right? Tracy, you got bills to pay. Atticus, you got bills to pay, right? We all got bills to pay and we need it. And so now we've got prospects, they're nothing more than prospects that aren't highly motivated, but I got bills to pay this month. And you people need to make a freaking decision so I can pay my bills. You are the one with the problem, not them. Right? You need more. You're not doing your job each day. And so the few number of prospects you're trying to get somebody to love you that doesn't love you. And I don't know how to do that. I mean, if Jane doesn't love me, I don't want her to be married to me, right? I mean, do any of you want to be married to somebody that doesn't love you? No. I mean, it could be sad, but damn, I don't want to spend my rest of my life with you if you don't love me. Let's move on. Right. I don't know how to make her love me. I just don't. And I kind of get if she doesn't. It makes sense. I don't think I love me, but we'll see. That's a whole different conversation. How do you get people to do something they don't want to do? I don't know. I don't think you do. I think you beat your head into the brick wall and you get really frustrated. And I want to say, go get 10 more. Right. And what you want is you want a full pipeline of prospects that will mature into this. Here's a possibility. I don't know because I don't know these people. It's only May 21st. In his head, I got 3 months. Uh-huh. Guys, we can be especially bad about that. He might not get really into this until like late July.
Yeah.
And she might be the little planner in the group and going, well, no, it's not really the end of August that we've got to be out. It is, we've got to get packed and moved and kids in school. And we need at least 60, 90 days.
Because you've got the closing process as well, you've got to find it, you've got to get the contract, you've got to do way from all of that with them. And
Watch. Sometime in like August, my mom, oh God, that's a Freudian one right there. My wife is going to come to me and want to start talking about Christmas. My level of enthusiasm for Christmas in August is zero. Oh, are you the Christmas person in your house, Betsy? Is your husband?
Christmas in July, how much?
Oh my God. And then these Christmas people that count down the days. It's 142 days until Christmas. What do you want to do for your mom on Mother's Day? I don't know. That's 2 weeks out. Well, we got to order it and it's got to get here and we've got to give it to her. And what do you want to do with her? And I'm like, I don't know. She goes, and Jane will actually say, well, when do you plan to decide? I'm like, I don't know, like Friday night, Saturday morning of Mother's Day weekend. Every floral shop in the world exists for this. Every mall on the planet will be open Christmas Eve until midnight. Before we started buying stuff online so much, like, okay, guys, girls don't do this as much. How many of the guys in the room have gone Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve? It's not a priority yet. I got plenty of time. I don't know. That could be what you just never know.
Yeah.
It might not be he might not be disinterested, but like shit, that's the end of the summer. Uh-huh. And guys, if you say it's the husband, I go, yeah, that's not crazy. That's very possible. I have gone shopping, band of brothers here, right? I have gone shopping for my wife on her birthday, like on my way home on her birthday. Every guy in the room's done that shit.
I get it night. He does it on his way home from work.
I know. On Jane's birthday last year, I went, now it's her birthday morning. We get up and I'm like, now look, I don't want to celebrate our anniversary's the worst. I have zero enthusiasm for that shit. I get up on our anniversary date and I'm like, no, we're not, don't give me a card. We're celebrating our anniversary tonight when I get home from work. I haven't done shit. I don't have a card. How many of you have like written a note to your wife because you didn't go get a card? You've always gotten a card?
He says also stuff has a whole bunch of saved.
So I have sat down and wrote a note and then positioned it like this. I could have stopped and got you a card, but I wanted to do something more meaningful and personal. My wife does not buy that shit anymore. She knows you couldn't even stop off at CVS and buy me a card. I waited until I had no more time.
I think so much.
So
There
see,
we go.
buy a whole lot, right, right. That comes from somebody who's really screwed it up in the past and went, okay, how do I get this right going forward? Okay, so this is why everybody thinks we make too much money. You don't really do anything. You just unlock doors. No, I put up with a bunch of crazy shit all the time. And you people navigate through this by yourself. That couple that you're talking about, go do it all by yourself without somebody standing behind you going, okay, now look, if the lender asks you where your down payment's coming from, that's not a crazy question from their perspective. And if you're going to do it wrong, you want to know it now, don't you? And they go, well, we're not sure. Okay, well, we need to get sure.
If you have the cash, you better put it right now.
See, how they going to go do that all by themselves? They're not. They're going to screw it up. And that wife probably, if that's true, the guy's a procrastinator.
Yeah.
He probably still hasn't figured out how to deal with him.
Yeah.
There is no dealing with that. I know, I am him. They're not going to get me to do it until I'm good and ready. And that's pretty much going to be at the last second. I'm leaving home this morning. Jane goes, I'm going to the store today. What do you want for dinner this weekend? I'm like, this weekend? What the hell are you talking about? We'll grab something on the way home Friday night. Oh, no, we're not. We're planning menus out a week in advance. Like, holy shit. I don't care. Right. And then she'll say, well, it would be nice if you would weigh in and participate. I'm like, you're asking me something on Wednesday for Saturday? You can't imagine how much I don't care.
Jane and you sound exactly the same call.
So how you going to get us to do something? You're not. You probably need 10 to 20 of us. And you have them in your pipeline. Okay. So real quickly, Betsy, when you take a shower in the morning, you do? You don't? Do you ever take a shower? At night, when you get in the shower, do you like a little bit of water to come out or do you like a lot of water to come out? A lot. Does anybody like a trickle? Like it, go to New York, right? They've got these low flow valves up there, right? That sucks. Everybody likes some water pressure coming out, right? How you think that happens? Yo, that's such a woman thing to say. Turn up the dial. Yeah, but where's the water coming from? Very good. You're getting very technical now. You have a main water valve coming into your house, right? That's right. So if there's no water, if there's not high pressure, that water that's coming through that pipe into your house is pounding against the house. And there's a valve in there. And that lets the water through. But what if there's no water pounding in that pipe against the house? You can turn your faucet up as much as you want to, sweetie, and there's not anything coming out of there, right? You got to have a lot of pressure in that pipe. There's got to be a lot of water. That pipe has to be full of water all the time, right? That's your follow-up pipeline. And if you don't have a full pipeline of prospects that are pounding against you all the time, some of them are motivated, some of them aren't, and you're nurturing all of them appropriately, then you'll have a trickle of closings coming out. And you'll go, what? You'll just keep trying to turn that faucet wider and wider open. I need more closings. You don't have any water coming into the house, right? You can't fix that. You need to call the water department. You need more prospects in your pipeline or you won't. You'll have a slow little trickle of closings, right? So your problem isn't really what we think our problem is. The problem is You ain't getting your shit done every day. So of course you don't have a healthy supply of closings. People that do have a healthy supply of closings are getting their shit done every day. So go get your shit done. Let's go to work.